Hey everybody, welcome back. Happy Friday. We got another awesome episode of Elev8 for you this evening. We're going to be talking with Space Ghost Glass, who is a local glass blower here in Colorado. It's going to be super fun. I can't wait. But before we get into that, we're going to talk with Steve real quick.
What up, y'all? And welcome to another amazing Elev8. And tonight, I'm really proud to introduce Space Ghost. This dude is amazing. He's really what I consider the ultimate true artist. He works in so many mediums: painting, wood, glass, metal. The dude's been amazing helping me getting my oxygen system hooked up. And I'm just really always amazed at the art this guy does. He'll be coming in person today, which is really, really awesome. We really love that. And also, we want to invite y'all, especially y'all ladies, join our ambassador program, Elev8 Dolls, Elev8dolls.com. Check it out. There's all kinds of cool things, fun activities, discounts, and more importantly, you get to help build Elev8 and be a part of something where we elevate minds, bodies, and spirits. Anyways, let's roll on in with Chris and Mr. Space Ghost Glass. And don't forget to go follow him, check him out, give him some love, and take it away, Mr. Chris.
Thanks, Steve. Always great to hear from you before we dive into these interviews. And this week is another very special guest. We've got Space Ghost Glass with us. Hi there. Welcome. Thanks for watching, everybody. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm very excited to get into this interview with you. We've got tons and tons of cool stuff out here on the table, which I'm sure we're going to reference here in a minute. But my first question for you is, how did you get started blowing glass?
I actually met someone in a parking lot at a cigarette shop, and he was wearing a pendant similar to what I have here, and I asked him about it and where he got it. He said, I made it. His name is Spaceman, Steve Smith. So he's been a glass blower a long time, and he invited me over to his house, and I watched him work for about a year.
Nice. How long ago was that?
That was back in 2010.
Very cool, very cool. What sort of things did you start with when you first got behind the torch?
Let me see, I made a small bottle was probably the first thing that I made. And he had kind of taught me how to write my name with stringers and how to pull out stringers. Was probably the very first thing that he taught me.
Nice, nice. Do you have any of those first little items that you made?
No, that'll have to be for next time.
Nice. So would you consider him a mentor when you started, or was it mostly just yourself figuring it out?
I guess I would consider him a bit of a mentor. As far as in the glass work, yeah. And he's a little bit older as well. So he'd been blowing glass, I think, for about 10 or 15 years before I met him.
That's very cool, very cool. Have you had a chance to take any classes in your career?
I have not taken not any professional classes on glassworking. I am actually a student, an art student, and it's my major at the college. So I also work in many different mediums.
Nice, yeah, we see we've got some paintings here. Those are super cool. What other mediums besides paint and glass?
I work with metals, silver and gold. I can forge, sculpt. I've done professional motorcycle painting in my career, automotive painting as well. As oil painting, I make all my own canvases and panels. Drawing. I have my own business doing professional woodworking for many, many years. And I also have my own business making concrete countertops and furniture.
Nice. A little bit of everything.
A little bit.
What sort of, you said you saw that pendant around that guy's neck, but what really inspired you about it? Was it something about the way the pendant looked, or had you previously had a little bit of an interest in glass?
I've always been attracted to glass. I can remember when I was a kid seeing a guy in a mall with with a little propane or butane torch in his lap, basically on a bench, selling Christmas ornaments and little reindeer and things like that with gold leaf on them. So that always fascinated me. But what I was really interested in with Steve at the time was learning how to make glass feet for my furniture.
That's very cool. It's very cool. And how did that go? Is that something that you pursued more, or?
My career as a woodworker has been pretty much. I had a work injury a few years back, so
Gotcha.
that's kind of what I did. Yeah.
Your focus has shifted.
We could say that.
Gotcha. Do you have a preferred style or technique to use within glass?
I bounce around with a lot of things. Mostly what I like to do is these little pendants, these little space pendants. And I was hoping to turn these into cabinet knobs. So for furniture, kitchen cabinets, things like that. And I like making, kind of festive, happy things like this. This little guy here, he's just a dancer. It's actually for my son's birthday cake. So things like that are a lot of fun for me.
This is pretty happy. You said festive and happy. That puts some joy into me. I like that one a lot. What are your favorite items to blow? Just like pipes, pendants, these small glasses and cups? Those caps, those like space caps.
Yeah, I would say it's mostly the small pendants at this time, and maybe some flower marbles and things like that, or Christmas ornaments that I've been working on lately. Those are probably, and the cups. I guess it depends. It's really more of a hobby for me, so I just do what's fun.
Yeah, that's very cool. Do you sort of plan out ideas and then go into the studio and try to create them, or you just get on the torch and just kind of see where it takes you?
Well, I have different ideas that kind of come along, but a lot of the time it's more inspired as I'm working on what I'm able to do and kind of how the glass kind of responds and gives me an interest. But a lot of times I do kind of set out with a plan on what I want to make.
Gotcha. What type of torch do you use nowadays?
I work with a Bethlehem Bravo mostly. That's what I've been on since they came out with their model in, I think it was 2011. And I've been using Steve's, one of his GTTs. Which one is it? The Delta Elite. And I just picked up a small Herbert 23. So I haven't had a chance to play with it yet.
Do you have a preference of the ones that you have used?
I like each one of them for different aspects, so I can't really say that I have a favorite.
Makes sense. What is your favorite color to work with?
All of them, man. It depends. I've probably got least favorite colors because they're crap.
What's your least favorite color then? That was my next question.
Today it was going to be green-black because it just gets light streaky. But there's, I don't want to say brands that I don't like, but there's, reds can be a little challenging sometimes if they're not coated. But I'm a pretty good shade worker, so.
That's good. What would you say is the most difficult piece that you've ever attempted?
Probably, I used to make some small nectar clay. Oh, I shouldn't say it like that. I used to make some small pendants. And this was a while back, and they were challenging because they were probably only the size, a little bit larger than a big lighter.
Oh, wow.
And had cords fitting them. So they were technically challenging, and it was hard to get the seals in.
Yeah, definitely. That's something I feel like a lot of customers don't really realize about glass is that once things get below a certain size, it gets way harder than it is to make the regular size. They think, oh, it's smaller, it should cost less, but with a lot of those smaller items, you get smaller and smaller and smaller, and it gets harder and harder and harder.
Smaller with more detail.
Absolutely. Is there anything that you've tried once and then said never again?
Probably. Marriage twice. Never again. I don't think so. Because I like challenges, and that's probably what's attracted me to doing glasswork, is that it is challenging.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been asked if it's hard work. It's not hard work, but it is challenging work, and it takes time and it takes effort and practice.
I was about to say, lots of practice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you do collaborations often?
No, a little bit here and there, but
Gotcha. What would you say is the most amount of time you've spent on a single piece? That could be the thought that goes into it and the work, or just the work.
geez, that would be just starting out. Probably all day just to melt something that wound up in the trash. I don't know. Because lately my work has been so broken up that it takes me days to do things where I should probably be hours.
Gotcha.
It's not the fastest work.
For sure. That's all right. I've talked to plenty of other artists on here that they get the same answer. Like, I couldn't really give you a good answer for that because the patience that they have with their work and the way that they take things like step by step, like small individual steps over the course of several days.
Right.
What could you tell me a little bit about your painting and your art school experience? Because not many artists that I get to talk to on here have experience with art school, and what sort of influences that play through your class.
Well, I've been an artist all my life. My mother taught me from when I was little on. She was an artist, so I've always been involved in drawing or coloring or painting or doing something like that. When I got into high school, we had a really, really good art department, and so I got some very, very good training from a two-dimensional teacher and a three-dimensional teacher. And I also was actually teacher's aide back in the art departments when I was in high school. So I've been out of school for a long time. That was back in the 80s. So I've gone back to college because of a work injury, and actually looking to teach art on a private level, not in the case system. I don't think I'll fit in very well there. But I'm trying to get some things worked out with actually a teaching program with a facility up in the Larkspur area.
Very
But this is actually a homage to Lucas Samaras, who was an artist in the 60s. So I had to do a copy of his work, basically, but in different color formats. So this is a whole different format than what he used in his colors. That's did I say oil? That's an acrylic painting. This is an oil painting here. It's kind of this was from actually one of my own MRIs, because my neck was collapsing, so I had to have some constructive surgery on that. So I've done a lot of work with my imagery from MRIs to kind of really cool work through some of those medical things. And I do some. I can landscape paint. I can do portraits. I can draw portraits. I've done some Da Vinci masterworks. I've had to do replicas of his work for school. So it's been a really good experience.
awesome.
I've enjoyed it.
Very cool.
It's been, they've helped me a lot with color, line, shape, form, a lot of those things. It's been very, very refreshing for me. I think one of the best courses that I took was probably a color theory on how colors interact and work together.
That's definitely something that's interested me as I sort of dive deeper into the glass art and regular, just any art world. Just the way that the truly masterful artists just have a way with colors. Just the colors for themselves can tell a story.
They impact us every day. Packaging. Any packaging you see on a candy wrapper and all those sort of things, that's all color motivated, and it's all meant to attract us.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you ever competed at any type of glass event or any other type of art event?
I've competed through the college.
Very cool, very cool. Do you have work on display anywhere?
I've got some with a, I don't know if it's on display right now or not, but it's with a friend's store in Milwaukee.
Very cool, very cool.
Kind Oasis.
Nice. Check them out, everybody. You mentioned right before we started recording that you had seen some of Bob Snodgrass's work at a Grateful Dead show before before really Snodgrass was a name within this industry. Could you tell me a little bit about that? Because that's something that's definitely before my time.
That would have been at the Dust Bowl, 1987, at Alpine Valley in Wisconsin.
Nice.
And I remember seeing this guy was blowing glass out of his bus, and he was making the little Uncle Sam top hat pipes that he's known for. And I would have bought one, but they were like $20, and I was maybe 19 years old. So yeah, I didn't want to spend the money on that.
And then here we are, and you couldn't find a piece from Snodgrass for $20 anymore.
Right.
Couldn't find dirt from his garden for $20 anymore, I don't think. That's very cool. Did you go to multiple Grateful Dead shows
Oh yeah.
as a kid?
Oh,
Nice, nice. Just in the Wisconsin?
Kind of on that side of on that side of the Mississippi. Yeah.
Nice, very cool. I'm a little bit of a Grateful Dead fan myself, so it's always cool to run into an older head who actually got to see Jerry alive.
Right.
I was born after Jerry even died,
Okay.
so quite the youngin'. But it's still very cool to imagine what it was like to see like some of the really, really early glass artists displaying their work out on the lot outside of a show. It's something I've seen some like black and white pictures of and just like dreamed of being able to do personally. Is that something that you would do? Take your glass out to like a flea market or like a concert parking lot or something like that?
I haven't, but if the opportunity arose, I would maybe join in on doing something like that.
Very cool. What is the latest project you've been working on? So what has been your like most recent interest with glass? What's been a little rabbit hole you've been going down?
My biggest rabbit hole is space, making galaxy marbles and or pendants. I mostly do them for myself, I've just been working on my techniques, developing my own because I didn't want to do what I had been taught how to do.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to develop my own style and my own technique.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
That's very cool. Very cool. What sort of led you down the space pathway with glass? Was that something that impacted you or you saw early on and then saw like, oh, I want to do that? Or was it something you ran into a little bit later once you had already started with glass?
It's probably one of the first things that that spaceman was showing me was how he was doing those, and I learned so much so fast in that year because he taught me all different aspects. So I got overloaded, honestly, to tell you the truth. It was a lot to take in, and in some ways that may have set me back, and it might have taken me longer to learn some things and figure some things out. But in other ways, it also like showed me all those different rabbit holes at the same time.
Yeah. It showed you all the different doors of the different pathways that you could go down.
Right. And he taught me how to work with dipole, he taught me how to work with opals, and that's probably what got me into enjoying working with the small pendants so much, is the opals. I just love the way that they fire.
Yeah.
But I do like making things that, also that have a purpose, like the ornaments, just a simple little ornament like this for Christmas. Or I made Patrick a few years ago, but we've got the Patrick tree topper, so he's kind of happy. He's got it. So those things were a lot of fun, and I started sculpting some of them for my son mostly.
Nice. Is glass blowing something that you pass down to your son?
Yeah, if he became interested in it, wanted to do it with me, I would definitely, I would love to have him do some of that
Nice.
stuff.
Does he show any interest in art at all?
Yeah, a little bit. He's more interested in video games though.
Yeah, it happens. It's the generation
Yeah.
of all
Yeah,
the video games.
PlayStation.
Yep, definitely. Definitely. Do you still find the same love and passion that you had when you first started working with glass?
There's I think internally I still have that. I've had some medical issues going on that have kind of interfered with my abilities to do things more, like as much as I would like to. But yeah, I'm very passionate about doing my artwork. And then there's some other things, like I've been very focused with school lately. So
Nice.
that's been,
That's good though. It's good though, especially if you feel it's beneficial to you, you're not wasting your time. And that's good. I know plenty of people that have gone to art school and then they're like, "Oh, what is this? This is a joke." But if you have the outlook to be like, "I'm going to learn from this. These people know more than me."
right. It's not just art. There's like, I'm also studying sociology. Going through that, I have final exams on Thursday. So,
Well, good luck to you.
so far so good. But I've actually been very successful with school. And it's been nice because I actually make friends with the professors. Some of them I'm older than by 20 years, and some of them are my age, and we just, I've made some really good friends on that level.
That's awesome. That's very cool. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, I don't think so.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was super fun to talk with you and get to look at all this amazing glass and amazing art. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you coming in here in person. Always special to get to do one of these face-to-face versus over the phone call.
And thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was so much fun. It was awesome to talk to you. Thank you so much, and thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to Space Ghost Glass for joining us here in person. Again, that was super fun. We do have this giveaway pendant that you can enter to win here on the Elevate_Glass_gallery page. That giveaway is going to be, or the winner for that giveaway is going to be chosen on Monday. Huge thank you to Space Ghost Glass for joining us. Now we got some extra time, so we're going to hear a little bit from Elevate Dolls.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Teresa here with Elev8 Dolls. Thank you, Chris, so much for having me on tonight. I really enjoy watching all the glass blowers and listening to how they blossomed into the people they've become. My favorite question is when you ask them what's next. What are they going to do for the next 20 years? I always love to hear when people have goals. In fact, one of my goals is to grow Elevate Dolls as big as we can across this world. What is Elevate Dolls? Elevate Dolls is a movement. It's a movement of women living a higher state of mind, body, and spirit who really want to experience this cannabis world, or just the world that evolves around it, the alternative lifestyle, with us. So what we do is we offer a brand ambassador program. That brand ambassador program gives you a coupon in order to purchase any of this stuff. It also gives you the option to pretty much be your own business and sell this stuff as well. What you see here is not all that we have available. There is so much more. I really would love the chance to talk to you, and I appreciate that you're listening to me tonight. So if you would like some more information on how to earn some money with Elevate, please DM or go to elevatedolls.com. Thank you, and elevate mind, body, and spirit.
Thanks, Elevate Dolls. Remember, if you want to learn a little bit more about Elevate Dolls, you can find more information on their website, elevatedolls.com. Now let's get a little word in from Elevate Veterans.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks again, Chris, for having us. I'm John with Elevate Veterans, and I'm just here to remind you guys, we got all this cool stuff and all these cool opportunities. If you're a veteran in the community and you guys are looking for somewhere to hang out, Elevate is your place. As you can see, we got a kind of thing for everybody here. No matter what community, what stroke of life you're in, you're always welcome here. So if you guys have some free time and you want to come learn about what Elevate Veterans is doing and how we can help you, come on down, dude. We got plenty of time, and if you'd like to volunteer, offer up some of your time as well, we'd love that too. So hopefully see you guys soon. Take it easy.
We're almost done with another episode of Elevated 8. Thanks so much for joining us. But before we go, we're going to do a product demo real quick. So if you got something to smoke, get it out because we're going to be blowing down.
What's up, Elevate fam? Johnny here. I work at the warehouse as a wholesale account executive. If you guys want to join, please look into our brand ambassador program. It's really fun. It's another Friday here, so sesh time. And this week's sesh, I wanted to bring out the Dab Bat, show off our product here. This is our Dab Bat dab straw. This thing is sick, and the reason why, it's a borosilicate body. There's a silicone cap, and then there's a retractable quartz tip there. And so, as you see, that goes in. And like I said, this is quartz glass. So, borosilicate body, quartz glass top, boom, puts it right back there. Simple, right? The beauty of it is say you're going to a show, a 3-day show, which before all of this craziness happened, those were things like that. Or say you want to bring it on the go with you and you're going on a hike. This is the perfect way to now be able to consume with a dab bat, because that is my preferred way of consumption is dabbing, and dab straws are the most conservative way to hit your dabs. So it's a fun way to bring it with you. So Friday, thanks for letting me join the Elevated 8. Time to sesh, I guess, right? And so the thermal range on this quartz tip is way different too, so it makes it much better glass at dealing with these temperatures. So less likely to crack when you heat it up. And I got here my honey bucket with some concentrate in it. And she rips like a champ. And then the magic happens. Boom. Now I can put it in my pocket and be on my way. Thanks for letting me join. Elevate mind, body, and spirit, everybody.